Hello, it's me, Annalisa with my spiritual friend. I am back. I'm sorry I wasn't here last night. Well, I'm not sorry. I have to balance my family life. And it was one of my kids' birthdays a couple weeks ago, and we didn't have the birthday party because we were sick last weekend. And then we were going to have it on Saturday, but we didn't do that because of the weather, and I didn't want people driving in the weather. So we had it yesterday, and family was over, so I couldn't exactly kick them out. And I'm usually pretty exhausted after having everybody over. So, hello, Elizabeth, Lynn, Isha, Carrie, Jakari. Nice to see y'all. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only, for legal reasons. I'm not a doctor, lawyer, therapist, or financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek one of those. Good evening, Rochelle. Sorry. Okay, let's see. We'll just get started. Is there a job or money coming towards you before the end of the month? I heard a job just squeaks in. So if it might be that you get offered the interview right on the 31st or something like that, but it feels like just squeaking in. I don't know about the money part. I'm not feeling strong on that. So Jakari's done. Gotta get through these. Rochelle, always sweet. Everyone, make sure you like and subscribe. Yes, please like and subscribe. If I get to 1,000, then I can type a note and tell you guys that that's why I'm not on. So, Isha, you want to know if the spirit have any messages regarding your love life, a future man, or about my ex? First of all, the first thing I got is let's not ask about exes. They leave our life for a reason. Let's not go back to them. I have known very few people who have had super duper success with going back to exes. I heard he needs a lot of work. Okay, so let's keep moving in the future, moving in a positive direction. What is Isha's? Let me see. Isha, do you get headaches? I'm just asking because I'm sort of hearing a lot of things going, like a whole bunch of voices. It makes me sound totally nuts. But she says she hears voices. No headaches. There's something I was getting about a pressure here and moving into my tooth. Do you have a tooth issue? Because sometimes that can cause like the radiating type thing. Oh, you have a tooth issue. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Is it on your left side, left upper tooth? You do need to go. Like, I feel like it might end up being a root canal because this feels like pretty big. And it feels like, so it feels like one tooth, but I think it's actually a referred pain. It's like the tooth behind it. You have to get wisdom teeth extracted, but I think there's an actual, not just wisdom teething. I think there's an abscess or some kind of like, oh, okay. So what I'm being told is you need to get a few things right before you can have the right one come in. So it feels like doing a lot of introspective work and working on growing your own healing, your own communication style, and your own issues, sort of like fear of abandonment issues and worrying about, it's like you're always expecting somebody to not be that great. And when you expect it, that's what you draw in. You guys, I found an awesome person on YouTube, and I'm gonna have to look him up on my phone, but I found an awesome person on YouTube for manifestation. And he's like, he just explains it and it clicks. At least for me, it just really clicked and it hit this thing where I like feel like I'm taking off now on what I'm manifesting. So I'm going to link him and I'm going to tell you about it. Let me find his name. because he's like, for me, he was really like, I really liked him, or I really like him. Uh, his thing is divine imagination. Hang on, let me home. Divine Imagination by Joseph Alay, Alai. Uh, he's like, if you want to look at what I think works for manifestation, he works for manifestation. Um, or his method works. It's not his method, it's somebody else's method that he teaches, but it works. Okay, so that's sort of what I feel like is like you need to sort of like change your perspective and shift some things within inside of you before someone will walk in. And this is like, it doesn't feel like you'll never go on dates in between this time and this time, but it feels like they're not clicking and they're not working because you're not working on yourself. That's the feeling I get. Do you see someone coming in a time frame, or how will he be? I'm not seeing somebody specifically. They're not showing me that. So it doesn't mean that there's not somebody there. They're just not specifically showing me that because the lean in is like, hey, work on you. So again, I feel like you'll go on some dates. There might be somebody that lasts like a month or two, but for whatever reason, you're like, this just doesn't like, I don't know why this doesn't feel right. Or it's just not like, it's like working too hard to make it. It's like trying to make two negatives on a magnet, on two different magnets, to the negative ends pushed together or the positive ends to push together. You can't, you can't push magnets together that way. And it's like trying and trying and trying. I don't know if you guys did that as a kid where you like chase them around on the table. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, thanks for the feedback. That's awesome. Oh, I also got a really cool from Mallory, I guess a couple weeks ago, like not the last reading, but the week reading before. I was like, I don't know, I see a pink little piece of yarn, like baby pink piece of yarn. And she let me know that the grandmother that had passed away, her granddaughter, so I guess it's her cousin, was having a baby girl. I was like, that's so cool. It's really cool the way they show us stuff. And it's not always like super obvious. But it's enough to like let us know that they're here. Okay, so back up and rolling. That was Isha. Sorry, guys, it took a little while. Yay, delight. Benita Bala, what can you expect from Christopher soon? Nothing. They don't have high hopes for him. So, they have high hopes for you, but not for him, and not for him and you together. I feel like he's, when you're dating, that's when somebody should put their best foot forward, and it feels like his best foot isn't that great. So like when you're dating, they put their best foot forward, and then it kind of like gets as you keep going through the relationship because they're not trying, it's like settles down and stuff. And I just feel like he is not, whatever his best foot is it's not that great right now. It doesn't mean he's not going to be that way, but it doesn't feel like he's going to be that way with you. It's like it's not a love match, a love connection, as they say. Did I type Benita there? It was okay. Oh, you don't have that was Benita, I think. Sorry, Benita. I think that was for you, Benita Bala. Thanks, Delight. Yeah, that was Benita. Okay, so Benita, that was your question. Delight, I will get to you because I see you're not far down. Sorry if I don't type caps. Carrie Simpson, any messages for you? I heard way to go, congratulations. So I don't know if you just got, like, it feels like they're showing me a certificate. So I don't know if that means a raise or something like that, but there's a congratulations around it. So, or graduation or something, but I'm seeing a that's really what they want you to know. They said, keep up the good work. They're with you and they're walking you through all of the steps. And that the growth and the work that you've been doing in your own spiritual path and your journey to sort of connect more, that you're doing a really good job at that. So they're saying, don't don't second guess yourself and don't think that because if it doesn't, you don't get the signs right away that it's not happening. I like to call them, by the way, I just came up with this, like feeling like when you're manifesting things and you're sort of like pulling things in, um, instead of asking for signs if it's working, because I feel like maybe there's like a sort of sense of doubt with that. I always like to think of it as like, when there's like a movie series like Marvel, how they have Easter eggs in it. So I like to think of when you're manifesting that they're placing little Easter eggs, to show you the connections, even, connecting the dots to what you're manifesting, if especially if it's like kind of far down the road. So they're saying you are getting the Easter eggs, and don't second guess yourself on that. That was Carrie. I don't know if I typed Carrie, so I'm typing it. If I typed it before, deal with it. Okay. Oh, Urban Lady, any messages for you? I feel like a lot of people are coming to you now for advice and for insight about just life. And it feels like you have a very nice, like, down to earth, realistic, like, not totally negative, but not totally like blowing smoke up their tush kind of thing. Like it just feels like a really good thing. And I actually feel like you're going to somehow develop this into like, I don't know if it's a side hustle or your own like business or what it is, but it feels like sort of developing this, like not necessarily like full on advice giving, but it just feels like developing whatever this is into another facet of your business or into a business. And I feel like you'll be inspired with the what and a little bit more of like detail with that in 6 months. It doesn't feel like it's happening right now. It's sort of just like, I literally feel like you'll sit down and be like, that's it. And you'll go, that's what she was talking about. Cause I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just know that's what it feels like for me. You don't have to be added Bonabon, just, you just ask a question, and around 25, 30 minutes, I sort of cut off all the questions, but just ask it once. Don't ask a million times. Cause then I'm like having to sort through it, like, I already asked yours. Your CNA certificate. Oh, good. I was right on, Carrie. Good job. Congratulations. I actually feel like you're going to go on, and I won't be surprised because this is what I feel. You're going to go on, do RN, and then do even potentially NP. Um, so good for you. You're welcome, Urban Lady. Okay. Sorry, I was just kind of reading some of the comments to see. I know, like, I watched myself back, and I think that sometimes I think I'm taking a long time to answer the questions, and then it turns out I'm not. And then sometimes I'm sitting here staring. I feel like I'm taking forever staring at the screen, and then I watch them back. I'm really not, but I still feel bad because you're just waiting. And, okay. Is it Tana? New love coming soon. I actually feel like there's a bit of a wait for that. It actually feels like either August or 8 months. I'm leaning more towards August on that, but it just feels like a much needed break and sort of rejuvenation. And I actually feel like life itself is going to be too busy for you to like end up breaking off to do that. So as much as you want it, it still feels like it's a little bit ways out. All right, D-Light, you're finally up. You're finally here. Is the person that you believe is your twin flame actually your twin flame or even a future partner? All right. So as everybody here knows, my regulars know, I think twin flames are garbage. I think that my feeling is that it was sort of this idea, this belief system that was built for somebody who said, why is this relationship so difficult? Or why is this, instead of like really looking themselves and looking at like we all come to this earth and we're all taught all these belief systems and this dysfunction. And it's for us to learn. And we sort of pick partners that will push and pull and make us like force us to grow. and or we leave them, and then we like, there's going to be someone who eventually where we click and we go, oh, that's how I need to heal. So I don't believe in twin flames. You can go a million other places and find somebody who will answer that in that sort of accord if you believe in twin flames. I don't believe there's one person. I believe there are many people who can accomplish to help you learn a lesson. I do believe that we set up to eventually if we set it up, sorry, I should just put it this way, because some people don't set it up to heal that part of their life because they're going to do it in a different lifetime. If we set it up to have that healing, we will have somebody who we have less discord with, but it doesn't have to be just that person. There are other people who still, again, fit that role energetically. So is the person that you believe is your twin flame actually your twin flame? No. I do believe a future partner, but I just believe for a short time because it ends up not energetically not working out and being a good match. It feels like there's too much fire, like there's too much headbutting and stubbornness. And I actually feel like on the other person's part, it just feels like almost needing to be right a lot. And you sort of see that as being not, like you see that that's not really that healthy. It creates almost a codependency. Aqua goddess, you will be, but it feels like, I don't know what that is, but sorry. I put it on vibrate so you didn't have to hear the ring. I've been getting, I don't know about y'all, but like so many junk phone calls. And I really do think it's because I donate to things. and so my name gets on lists. And then, once you donate once, they all wanted you to donate. But I just donate where I can to causes that I think are worth it. Aqua goddess. I do believe you'll be dating this year. I think my feeling is that it'll be more sporadic, that there's not going to be a real strong relationship or a strong connection until about November, the end of the year. This feels a lot, there's a lot moving out for her. So there's a lot of old belief systems moving out for you and a lot of healing and changing and like a lot of self-growth to where it opens up that opportunity later in the year. And again, I am happy to be wrong about these because I, of course, want you guys to have like all of that stuff that you want when you want it. But this is what I see. Nikki D, anything on the future for love for you? I don't know if you can hear my family. They're like, I don't know what's going on up there. I mean, happiness, not craziness. Nikki D, future. I feel a marriage coming in for you. I don't know if you have a daughter yet, but I see like an older daughter and then like a gap. And then I feel like either 2 or 3 kids because there's this gap and I see a baby in the arms. But this person feels like it's a little bit out before. So I don't know if that makes any sense or if you can validate any of that. I haven't even checked to see if anybody's validated anything. I'm just rolling through these. Oh, you might have gotten skipped, Rochelle. I'll check. Elizabeth and Lynn. Okay, I'll look for him. Okay. Oh, there you are, Rochelle. Okay. What love has in store for you in 2020 or 2021? I feel like I answer a love question for you every week. So it feels like, I don't know if it's like the proposal is towards the end of the year and the marriage would be in 2021, like towards the end of 2021. So it feels like proposal later in the year. And then because you need time to plan and all of that, it doesn't feel like a huge wedding, but it feels like a nice wedding. And it feels like a planned one. It doesn't feel like just slapping it together and like, come on out and see me. We just got married kind of thing. It feels nice and tasteful. And that's what I see for you, Rochelle. And then Elizabeth, you said you had one. There's yours. Okay. Will Ben and you get engaged this year? Yes. And I feel like it's around a birthday. So I don't know if it's August or October. I know why we skipped September, but it's like that's kind of like I'm seeing this time frame. So I don't know if there's a birthday in there, but it feels like some kind of thing related to that. My elbow on this little tiny desk. I don't know if that makes any sense. Can you validate any of that? July is your birthday, so maybe around August then. I'm a July birthday too. Destiny, you don't have to ask if you can go. Just get your questions in because I'm actually gonna close it off because I see there's a lot of questions. And I don't want to stay here too late. Okay. Okay, now let me find you back. Nikki D, I got you. Amaris, can you have a message from Spirit? So I feel like you need to clean up. So when you ask, remember this, when you ask a general question, you may not get what you want. So this feels like more of a spiritual answer, but you always get what you need. Okay. So the feeling I get is that you need to clear up what you're taking in and you're ingesting into your life, be it alcohol, drinking, like, beverages, regular non-alcoholic beverages, not just like you're just slugging them back or anything. Food, everything else. It feels like paying really close attention to how these things affect your body, because even though it may be healthy, your body may not be agreeing with it. It also feels like you need to be really, really paying attention to what you're reading, what you're watching, who you're going to for advice, like everything, because they're saying it's like you're looking outside of yourself for everything else and every fix and everything else. And they're like, if you just listen to your body, if you just listen to your intuition, you will know what's right and what's not. Stop thinking that you aren't smart enough or wise enough to know these answers yourself. It feels like you need to just cut that out. That's like what you need to be focusing on right now, is like getting really, really in tune with your own intuition and with yourself. Because you will find your happiness within inside of yourself instead of looking outside and like feeling like you need to be validated by other people and everything else around you. I hope that is helpful. I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to close the questions off because I feel like every time I write one thing, there's a million more. And welcome to all of my new subscribers. And of course, I love you, all my old subscribers, everybody who's hanging in here with me all the time. Yeah, I'm going to close out the questions because I'm not even out of the 6:30s yet. And we're 20 minutes in. So no new questions. So, all right. So y'all have to be my watchdogs and let people know. But that they can come back on Sunday. I will be live on this coming Sunday and do it then. Mallory, I saw, like when I was scrolling up, I saw your question. I was like, oh, that's so exciting. First of all, I just want to say congratulations on stepping out and being brave. I don't feel like this guy is going to be the one or the connection, the next, big thing, but I feel like it's a gift to you from the universe, a nice guy, so that you can sort of dip your toe back in and open your heart up again. So I feel like he does like you, but again, I don't feel like this is the one. That is what I will say about that. But I'm super excited for you and congratulations. And again, thank you for that validation when you emailed it to me. Okay. Emily, your brother is in the hospital. He's had 5 seizures back to back and they cut him off. They put him to sleep. Oh, okay. So they medically induced a coma. So, the immediate thing I got was having, like, brain swelling, um, and then that's why they put that's why they induced him to help to try and, like, let that go down. Um, I honestly feel like 2 to 3 weeks' time before they start to wake him up or something. There's a 2 to 3, so I don't feel like 2 to 3 days, I feel like 2 to 3 weeks, and they'll sort of start waking him up. Um, I don't feel he's going to pass from this, that's not my sense, but it feels like a longer recovery period. Um, he knows you guys are around him. There will be a lot of frustration when he recovers, when as he's recovering, because I feel like it's just things won't be as easy, like, he'll have to relearn a couple things, 'cause I don't feel like I'm not totally it's just, like, little things, like, almost like getting his strength back, and there's something I keep feeling with, like, talking and expressing, like, maybe not saying exactly what he says. I don't know if you know, the area of the brain that the seizures are affecting, if that makes any sense. Oh gosh, what's your name again? I'm sorry. Emily. I don't know if you can validate any of this. I'm gonna wait a minute so that I can maybe check into it more, but this is, like, kind of one of those big questions that needs a little bit more time and that I don't really have in this, setting, and I apologize for that. Does he have a problem with too much CSF fluid, the cerebral spinal fluid? It feels like that there's just a lot. Are they gonna do you know if they'll put, like, a drain in, um, or it drains into his stomach? Listen, I only have 16 likes while I'm waiting. There's a lot more people watching. Just hit that thumbs up. Why not? It's not gonna hurt. You're not paying for it. Um, Emily, I'm trying to wait for it and be patient. I hope that you didn't go somewhere else. Hi, Regine. That's okay. I'm back on Sunday, you guys. I'm pretty regular. You know that. Thank you. All right, Emily, I'm moving on. I hope that's helpful. Katie Ray, you're looking for a message from spirit, from like your guides. I almost typed spirit. In fact, I did. I just didn't hit enter. Katie, the biggest thing I hear is this stand your ground. So, whatever this is, that is what I hear very specifically is stand your ground. Don't let somebody kind of like push you around. It doesn't mean having to be a total jerk about it, but it just feels like do not back down from the stand your ground. And that was so clear and so loud. So it was like someone was yelling at you, it was like I literally like it was like in caps. Oh, as yes, Emily, it was for you. The thing I said about your brother. Go back and listen to it and see if it makes sense. Does that make sense, Katie Ray? Your kids were making so much noise. Okay. So what I said was, if you go back and listen to it, I think it will help. Because I can't fully remember everything I said, something about 2 to 3 weeks, but go back and listen to it. I did ask this question for clarification. Do you know if he has too much CSF fluid? Because I got now I'm gonna go into this. Okay, wait, hang on. Stay here with me, Emily. I felt swelling in the brain, and I felt like 2 to 3 weeks before they start to pull him out of the, induced medically induced coma, And yeah, CSF is cerebral spinal fluid, so it goes along your spinal column and up, and it's in your brain as well. But it felt like the other thing I got was that maybe there was too much CSF fluid, and they're going to put what's called a shunt in, and it will drain CSF from his brain down into his stomach. Do you know about that? Also, I felt like when his recovery, he'll have difficulty with expressive. He'll understand everything, but expressing himself is going to be a little bit more difficult. Do you know the part of his brain that he's having his seizures in? And if they've said this might affect his speech? You live away from there. I saw mom like sitting at the bedside crying. Is she at the bedside crying a lot? Because he knows you're there. He knows that he's not alone. Um, it doesn't feel like he's going to die from this, but it feels like a road to recovery, and I feel frustration on his part as he's recovering. Do you know, so just ask your mom about those things. If anything, it is just a validation for her to not to have faith and not to panic and worry that we're going down the other road. I don't feel that for him. I just feel road to recovery, long, frustrating. Um, okay. And then you'll get some validations about what I was saying with the brain swelling and either I think maybe too much CSF, I don't know, but maybe that will help. Um, you're welcome. Did he have head trauma? Is that what, or they don't know why the seizure started? I know I should know this because I'm the psychic, but they don't always tell me. You're welcome very much. Kay, the one that stands alone. Do you want a reading? I mean, like, do you want a specific reading or do you just want hi Rosewater? Or do you want like a general? Because there's something that's really pinging to me. So this is like, it seems so obvious to me. He used to take a lot of pills and he said, okay. I think from chemicals. Okay. My feeling is that, I don't know, it just felt like swelling or something. I don't know. Maybe he has maybe that fluid, maybe they're leading to me CSF fluid because maybe there's an infection. I don't know if they've done a spinal tap. It just felt like something with the CSF fluid. Okay, so Kay, the one that stands alone, who wants to know why she's alone and having a hard time with love. Your name is Kay that stands alone. So what you put out there comes back to you. So even if you think this is a witty name and wouldn't it be great, you're putting that energy out there. So stop it. I mean, I'm telling you about this manifestation stuff. If you go back to the beginning of the thing, I tell you this guy that I really like here on YouTube. Joseph Alai, I think is how you said ALAI. Look for him. He's I'm telling you about manifesting. This stuff is really good. It works. You're welcome, Emily. Oh, you were saying thank you to Juliet. What do you do, Juliet? Okay. Call your mom, Emily. Give her our love. You're in speech. Oh, okay. So then it sort of goes in with what I'm saying. And not that it's a head trauma, but whenever there's brain stuff, sometimes recovery is hard too because their emotions are all over the place. And um, Armoni, I'm not taking any new questions tonight, but just so you know, I don't believe in twin flames. So don't come asking for twin flames here because we don't believe in them, or I don't. Because think about that. Really, there's not just one person for you. Hi, Francis. No apologies. Nothing to apologize for. Yeah. Change your name and change what you put out there because it really does make a difference and you'll start seeing things change. So, um, nothing about standing alone if you're looking for love. Hi, is it Neuro? Okay, so we're going to move on up, moving through this. Oh, there's my likes. Thanks, guys. Ask and you shall receive. Okay. Sorry, I just highlighted something. I was about to report one of you and I didn't want to report you. Okay. I forgot. I've been forgetting to look at the time tonight. Okay, that's Emily. Katie Ray, I answered. Okay, answered hers. Hey, just wanted to ask about your uncle who is currently addicted to drugs and is currently going through a hard time right now. Any advice from his guides? It's not too tough of a question, but he's not willing to hear them. And that's the honest to God truth. Like, it's like when someone goes, can I gift a reading to someone? And I'm like, oh, I don't really like to gift readings to people because it's, unless they're really open and ready to receive, they're not going to. So for you, offer support kind of from a distance and know that you can't really heal someone unless they want to be healed, no matter how much you love them, that it's sort of, they have to do their own journey. You can do the manifestation thing and see him like calling you and saying like, I've been sober for X number of years now, let's, whatever, but sort of to help shift his energy into it. But there's really nothing that you can do for an addict until they're ready to do it. And so like his guides, it's like, well, we could give him advice or give him some information, but he's not going to receive it. Like literally, some people would say like, oh, if he, whatever, he might hear it at some point, but I don't feel that for him. I feel like he's very much deep into it and not willing to open up for that. And I'm sorry about that. Addiction is an awful thing. And truly, it destroys people. It destroys people around them. And you get that feeling from, yeah, I'm sorry. So maybe the message is more for you, by the way, to help you. I already answered yours. Did you write your question a million times? Yeah, you did. Please, 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 to my newcomers, do not ask your question a million times. I'm going to go ahead and just remove this one because I don't want to keep going over it. Rosewater, what do I see coming in towards you in your love life in the next few months? So it's like there's something in March, there's something in May, like, but like fizzily and like nothing big, but they're highlighting October. So I know you said the next couple months, but it just feels like kind of like more casual things. March, May, this like early part of the year, and then I feel like nothing. And then they're highlighting October as being a bigger month for you. And I don't know if you can look at your astro chart and if someone can tell you like, oh yeah, this makes sense, but that's sort of like what I feel like you could how you could validate it, sort of like energetically where things are. Um, there's this guy who's he's really interesting. His name's Douglas Johnston, and he does your astro chart reading, your birth chart reading, but he does it like you can have a year read at a time, and he's pretty good. Like it's really interesting, and he'll tell you like month by month what's going on and where you'll be and things that are happening. It's so it's like not just astrology. He uses psychic insights as well. I think I might have mentioned him on here before, but he's really good. Brad, what's new? Old love is coming toward you. And wait, I'm going to assume you mean what new love is coming towards you and when, because I don't understand the what's new old love. I'm just going to assume that's a typo. Baby girl, I feel like you've asked this question before. So, Brad. So I feel like you're not really putting yourself out there. It feels like not really like thinking about it, and maybe I should or shouldn't, but I'm not really there yet. Let me see if I should do it if something is going to happen kind of thing. Like, but it feels like not really putting myself out there fully. So it feels like in 6 months is sort of when it starts to like you get the ball rolling. Because, you know, we can want all of these things we want, but if we sort of don't put things into motion, the universe is just going, come on, we just need you to like just ask. It's sort of the feeling I get. Baby girl, are you still here? Because I feel like you asked this question in the past, like about your brother. Welcome, Brad. Brad. Oh, no old love. We don't want old love. It's old for a reason. Remember that. It's old for a reason. You're welcome. Shining out light. We are not taking any new questions at this point. But if you come back on Sunday, I will answer that for you. You won't get it before then, by the way. So come back on Sunday. All right. Well, baby girl. You know, it's almost that feeling if you want some man to come in and rescue you and vindicate what happened to you 3 years ago with your brother. And the feeling that I get from guides is that that's not what needs to happen. What needs to happen is you need to heal on the inside and release the anger, because anger does not serve you. It really is like when you say, I forgive you, it's not saying what you did was okay. It's saying, I'm releasing the anger and I no longer wish to be a prisoner to the anger that I have towards you. So it's not okay what you did. I forgive you in the sense that I'm giving you back all of this. This is yours. You can keep it. I don't want to remain a prisoner to this act and these things from that time. Stop. It's that feeling of stop looking outside of yourself. Stop waiting for somebody to sort of like come in as the knight in shining armor, and also release the shame of it. I feel like releasing that shame, because you have nothing to be ashamed of. you didn't do anything wrong, is the feeling I get. And that when you find the right person that's mature and that understands that, there will be no worry of what they're going to do or rejection or anything like that. So I'm going to give you that one. Forgiveness is empowering. It really is, but and I also understand you have to kind of work through everything in order to get to that point. You have to move through the anger. You can't just, it's just part of it. So I'm going to leave that one there. So 8:30, 6:37. So I'm just going to say this K, the one that stands alone. If you feel like you're an empath, you most likely are an empath. If you're not, you won't even connect with what that is. So you can choose to learn to open up to it and understand it and then become the observer rather than absorbing everybody's garbage. But that's what I recommend to you. And that part of that is just when you walk into a room knowing, like, say, like you feel totally fine. And then you walk into the room and you're like, God, I all of a sudden just feel tired or depressed or like anxious, angry. Like think of any emotion. It could be just totally happy. And it might just be moving into somebody else's energy space and understanding that and go, okay, that's theirs. I don't have to take that with me. And it is really just that simple. If you make it more difficult, if you decide it has to be more difficult, then it is more difficult. That is the truth of a lot of this energy work. Kay Hall. Can you tell me who it is you want to get back together with? Not their sign. So I'm not really. So, okay, here's what I'm getting. I feel like you'll get back together for a very short period of time and then it'll be done. So it's not going to be anything it's like sort of that realization, like we don't really work together. This isn't a good match. You don't need to tell me the name. Don't worry about it. Hi, Evolves Dog. So true story about my name. I was born in Texas, and even though I was named after a great aunt who is German, I have a lot of Eastern European in me, along with a lot of other stuff too. I'm definitely a Heinz 57 mutt. But my mom, my great German aunt, was with two N's. My mom named me, spelling it the Spanish way, because she wanted people in Texas to pronounce my name the correct right way, as Ana Lisa is my middle name. And so it's not one word either, or it's not joined. It's two words. It's my first name and my middle name. And people still mess it up. Intentions were good. Kind of failed a little bit there. Nina, what do I see for you in Vilay? They said it's a good match, but requires some work. They said it requires patience and understanding. It feels like on your part, but I feel like nice and light and airy as I'm in this energy. So it feels nice. It doesn't feel terrible. A lot of times they'll tell me, like, it doesn't mean that you can't get together in relationships, by the way. So a lot of times the things they'll show me are what would be challenges in your relationship, where you would struggle, or where you usually they show me where you would struggle. I got to be honest. They don't show me unless they specifically ask what's the strength. They usually show me what the struggle is, because I don't know. That's just the way I roll. I like to know what am I going to struggle with, so that I can. So I guess they give me the information the way I like getting information. But I feel like that's what I got for you, Nina. Hope you're still here. Oh man. My skin is flawless. I have, like, stuff I'm working on, but thank you. I am very fortunate that I have curly hair, so I have dry skin, dry hair, so I get maybe like, have forever, I've gotten maybe, like, 1, zit a month, and that's about it, so I'm very, very fortunate for that, and I put lots of skin products on to keep my to, like, hydrate and all of that stuff, but thank you. Um But also, we like to say maybe there's, like it's not, like, perfect, I don't know, whatever. Um, Basement Awakens. Hi, Kai. You started a new business. Any messages about the success of the business this year? Do you have headaches? Because I feel like or maybe you get stress headaches. Because so I feel like I heard the word stifled, like so I feel like I'm like, and maybe it's also like that feeling of, like, holding my breath. But I hear a lot of people around me talking, and so I don't know if it feels like, when you're in a loud restaurant or something like it feels very busy. Does your business have to do with, like, having a lot of people around? Um, oh, you can't post like until it's over? Uh-huh. Oh, no, it's a restorative yoga business. I still feel like a lot of people. So restorative, you're gonna have people around you. So, maybe not a restaurant, but you'll have a lot of people around you, so that's why I'm hearing a lot of people. So, basically, I'm not sitting at a computer by myself and doing graphic design. Okay, so that helps, so that I'm connecting in. Um, and maybe that's why I'm also feeling because you'll be healing others with this feeling of being stifled or being, anxiety and things like that, that will help that. So this is what I feel like. I feel like at first it's gonna be slower, but I feel like you're gonna really grow through word of mouth. So it's not necessarily like putting Groupons out there and things like that. Um, it just feels like, that you're gonna grow through word of mouth. And if you really put out there and trust, that the universe will bring you the clients that need to get healing from you, and not just energy healing, but like the healing through yoga. But I do feel like that you will it doesn't feel booming, but it feels steady and good. So it feels like really safe, especially the first year. There's something coming up. I know you will the feeling is that you'll last like into the 3 years. It doesn't mean you won't go past that but what they're showing me is that there's a shift and a change in the third year. So it may be that you open up into a bigger space or that you um work along like you bring somebody else in where you're doing some kind of like offering the restorative yoga and something else, but it feels like something different there. Okay, that girl Bricks. Is there a love connection forming between Juan Suk and you? I heard yes, there is, but it may not be long term. So it doesn't feel like but it does feel like there is a connection for sure. Um, Thanks, Bon Bon. I keep putting spaces as if this is that's all one word. Um, Evolves Dog 88. Is Mr. Hawthorne going to come through for your family? Can you trust him? The main thing I get is, yes, you can trust him. That was the first thing I got. Is he gonna come through? It's funny when you say that, like, I automatically go, "Is the spirit gonna come through?" Sorry. Um, it's just like whenever I see sale for blowout, as a mom, I always think like a blowout diaper, just the way what my okay, sorry. Um, sorry. It's Mr. Harding. It feels like yes, but not like in the time frame you want it to happen. It feels like he takes his own time, and that's just sort of the way he is. It feels like so I get like this, like not that he's naturally like maybe he's a very young man, but the way they're showing to me personality-wise is like he's this old man and he's chewing on stuff and he's really thinking about it and he's gonna really make his decision right. And like eventually he'll end up coming to the decision to come through and help. But it's just that feeling of like taking his time and really chewing on it before he decides. And some of that is like his own subtle way of controlling things, but I don't know if you can validate any of that, but Princess Nai, I do feel like you will achieve fluency in um, the language you're learning. I don't know if you'll be moving abroad, but I feel like you might have like a so it doesn't feel like a permanent move. It maybe feels like a short term, like a 6-month move abroad, like when you do a student exchange program. But it feels like it might take you a little bit longer than you hoped to feel uh, confident in your fluency. But like the way they're showing it to me is like when I went to Spain in high school, I was dreaming in Spanish within a week of being there. So it feels like I and Spanish kind of came a little bit easier for me, but it feels like that kind of a feeling like when you get really immersed into it, you'll feel much more confident in it. Okay, I'm gonna take out so I'm reading Steffi's, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna translate it this way and tell me if I'm right. Will AG's family like you throughout time, especially like over time, especially his mother? His mom is judgmental, and she's very protective. But yes, eventually you'll feel like she's kind of drawn you in and liked you, but understand that she's really judgmental and it is not about you and it's not anything you're doing wrong. It is just who she is. And I bet AG can verify that. And I bet if you listen to people and you become the observer instead of getting like really defensive and you just watch them, they tell you a lot about themselves. And I learned that certain people who I have had in my life where I was taking things personally, learned that they admitted that they were a very judgmental person. So that's like the feeling I get is like she may admit it and be proud of it, but that she is and understand that it's not really it don't take too much don't put too much weight in her opinion because if you watch, she'll judge a lot of people. And so just understand that. Just be you, do you, don't worry about it. Nicole, I feel like, yes, you will get that apartment. Is there between you and one other person or something like that? I feel like maybe just getting in, but I feel like you will get it. And I feel like you need to sage it because I just smelt so much sage. So, I would sage it if I were you. Aqua Goddess, still healing. Okay. Rochelle. Okay. Sonia, not certain if you're still taking questions, but if you are, so what does 2020 look like for you? I heard a lot of momentum building. So, and 2021 being your big breakout year. So, like, if you're building the business or whatever, it feels more career oriented and growth career oriented. So it feels like a lot of momentum building this year and 2021 being a bigger year for you. So if you're looking for that, that's just the feeling I get. But again, it's just like going and going and going. Brittany, is new love coming in? Oh, what will their zodiac sign be? Girl, I don't know. I gotta tell you, I don't know. I have to look up all the time when somebody's zodiac sign is. And I don't put much faith in somebody's sun sign because really their whole chart matters, their whole birth chart matters. Their rising or their ascending and their moon are really important factors in there too. And then they get their whole belief system too from their family. It's just so much more than so I keep hearing Aquarius. So um that'll be your next big relationship, but I'm not sure that that'll be the marriage either. And that feels like, is that coming in the time of Aquarius or is he an Aquarius? Is an Aquarius coming in the sign of Scorpio? There you go. What do you know? So that's like the end of October through the majority of November is Scorpio. Did I write your name, Brittany? EQ, I feel like over 500. I feel like a surprise growth in one area that like wasn't expected. So like if you invest in several different things, it feels like whatever this one is was like, whoa, I would have never thought. I just thought that was like one of those steady growth things. Don't go hitting mom up for money. I'm kidding. I see a lot of people bounced out. Maybe you're sleepy. Roxanne. Roxanne, I hear steady and smooth. So I feel like 2019, if they're telling me that, it means 2019 was not a good year for you. It was like up and down emotionally. So it feels like steady and smooth. And they're reminding you, you got this. So just hold tight to that. I got this. I got this. I can do this. I'm good. That feels like really important for yours. Butterfly A, well, they're committed love relationship with someone you know, or is it someone, it's someone new, butterfly A. And I feel like it'll make a connection through somebody you know, either a work person or through like maybe not necessarily someone you work with, but say you go to a meeting and you like it's through this, but it's a connection through somebody else, but nobody you know yet. So it could also be through a friend. Don't go hitting up and be like, is this the one? Is this the one? Is this the one? Just like it'll sort of like hit you when you don't realize it. Hi, Passion Ness. Araceli, can you get a reading? Araceli, I heard go back to school. Does that make any sense? Because it was like someone was yelling that at you. Araceli. Does that make any sense? Does anybody, let's see if anybody can validate any of this. Araceli, can you thank you everybody who when you validate for me, I really do appreciate it. Mary L, I'm not taking any new questions, but if you come back next week, I'm pretty regular. I did get an email from a one of my regulars and who's had private readings. I couldn't see that you were on. I wasn't on last night and I'm really sorry, but I had a family thing and I couldn't do anything else after the family having family over. I was just exhausted. So Martin, I'm not taking any new ones. I just said you might have just joined. I'm finishing up my ones from earlier. I always stay on to answer the questions for the first that get thrown in the first 25 minutes or so. Oops. But I'll be back next week. I am very regular. If you look through the dates, I'm here pretty much every week. I'm usually on Sundays, but today is a makeup for yesterday. So Araceli, I'm guessing you had to go to bed. I don't know. It's only 7:30 on the East Coast, but some people go to bed early. I have a few friends that do. Let's see. Okay, Destiny. Let's see. Passion. Will you get a job at Ameriprise? Yes, I do. I feel like they're saying entry level. So, but it still feels like maybe not exactly where you want to be, but it feels like lots of room for growth and that you will move up there. Ameriprise is that a financial thing? Destiny, will you and your family move houses this year and will your mom find true love? Oh, I think that's really sweet that you want that for her. First of all, I feel like yes, you will move this year. Oh, I was going to type that. It doesn't feel far, but it feels like a better setup or like more space or something that it's where it's just a better fit for your family. I don't see your mom. It doesn't mean she's never going to find love. I don't feel like she's ready for it now. I sort of feel like she's like got enough on her plate and it's like not even something she's thinking about, but I do feel like eventually she will have a partner. I don't know that she'll get married because I feel like wanting to remain independent. I don't know if it's for safety or just feeling like it just feels better for wanting to remain independent but have a partner. So they may live together at a point, but not wanting to like commit to marriage. And I feel like, but it's okay. And it doesn't mean that it's not a real deal. It actually feels like he will be okay with her having it that way, like an understanding. Cause I feel like, not a good situation in the past, relationship wise. Pamela Meredith, what is spirit one that is good for you? Wow, let's talk about that. Spirit wants everything good for us. Okay. They're not like, oh, well, that person gets this and this person gets that. Like it doesn't work that way. It's what do you want good for yourself? Can you manifest it in the sense that are you willing to believe that it's possible and throw it out there? They're willing to give us whatever we want. So I really like this guy. Guys, I really think you should check him out. Is Joseph Alai, Alai. It just makes sense. Some of the, like the way he explains it and the steps to take to manifest what it is you want in your life. So, but that's the truth. Like I do the readings that I do because I want people to understand that there is a connection to something bigger than them, that it truly is about love, that we're human and we come here for it's difficult, but that like they're not on the other side hoping for bad things to happen to us. They're just here as a huge support system. And I guess the one thing that they always really want for us is to heal and to remember our connection to the other side, to something divine, and that we are not separate. We are all interconnected and that we are never separate from spirit, that we are all always connected. But that's like not directly for you. That's for everybody. Maybe that message needed to come through. So thank you for asking that question. I'm gonna after this is over, I will connect the link to his YouTube channel just because I like him, and if it helps you guys, then I'm happy. Araceli, you asked another one. Will you get the QC tech job you applied for? I feel like no, but I feel like you'll get it the next time you apply. So not, or the next place you apply. So whatever this one is, it feels like no, but then yes. Brittany, I think I already answered this one for you. Yes, I did. Okay. So Brittany, anybody who's new, just remember you only have to ask your question once. I will get to you. As you can see, I stick through this pretty long just to make sure that we help you out. Juliet, yes, you were okay. You are wonderful. You will definitely get a place. All right, then. I'm just going to read through some of the comments. I will be back on Sunday this week. I always smile when my friends just come on just to say hi and let me know they're watching. It makes me happy. So Boo, come back again next week if you're still here. You probably aren't. Thank you, everybody who has hung out. And Pick Me Shot, I'm not taking any new questions. So come back next week, subscribe, hit the bell. You'll know when I'm going to go live, and you can ask them. I do have a cutoff time where I say it's sort of like 25 minutes in or so. Or 30. I was doing 30, but it's getting like really. But if you get in here, get your questions in. I will stay until I'm done. We're at 1:11 now. So see, I hang in here with you guys to answer these. And your dad abuser. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. So I think Enrique is true love. So Destiny, just because they don't necessarily get married, I feel like this is a good thing. All right, sending love out into the universe. No, do that for yourself. Send a love out into the universe and know that it will come back to you. Good. I'm glad I helped. That's what I'm here for, is I use my abilities to facilitate and help you guys figure out how to heal yourselves. I don't do the healing for you. We all have to do our own work. That is how it is in this beautiful existence. Sending you guys love. I will see you on Sunday. Like and subscribe. I have an Instagram page. Come check it out. It's really cool, actually. I have a lot of stuff there. And then I also have a Twitter account if you just want to see the things I like. Of course, I like more democratic things. Sorry if you're a Republican. It does not mean I don't like you. It's just my belief system. I don't hate people because they have different beliefs than me. But you can see the things that I'm checking out, stuff like that. It's all My Spiritual Friend. That's how you find me. Have a wonderful evening. If you want a private reading, contact me on Elisa@myspiritualfriend.com. Talk to you soon.